Hey, so let's ask ourselves a simple question. How many of the decisions that we take every day are indirectly taken by others? Or, in other words, we don't have any say in them. A typical example is when you go to Amazon, right? Uh, any items that you take, it's something that the Amazon algorithm shows you, right? You don't really have any choice. I mean, of course, it takes your history into account, your browsing history, and gives you recommendations. But you did not have that independent choice of you seeing it randomly. It was chosen to be seen by you, and you just shop it, right? And many other things. For example, uh, there are some celebrations done by people just to please others, and many of the times they don't want to do it. um, it can be some gender reveal parties. I'm not saying they do not celebrate that they're going to welcome a baby, but they just want to meet the expectations of the social pressure, and they just do celebrations. And many times we see people blowing up money on luxurious items, right? So the title of today's video is "You can never fulfill others' expectations." In other words, your life is just fulfilling others' expectations. Now, this might not be a problem for someone who's an influencer, right? Who's living on Instagram, and they're living, their money is made out of like promoting the stuff that they make, like they use. But towards the end, maybe when they're old and they're not on Instagram, they might think to themselves that if I just did not need any validation from others, what things would I have done? Or what clothes I would have bought, what food I might have eaten, right? In order for your life to be fulfilling, I'm not talking about happiness, because happiness is just a moment, right? Do you know happiness uh, is gone immediately to anyone after something that you achieve. People think that after they achieve this goal, they're going to be happy forever. It doesn't happen. It only happens in Disney. Okay. For example, if you get first rank in some competitive exam, you're going to be happy for like maybe 5 days or 10 days, and you're going to be this, yes, happy. The same amount of dopamine or happy chemical is released if you just you know hike a mountain, which anyone can do, right? It's the same amount of happiness, and happiness is just movement. I'm not talking about happiness. I'm talking about fulfillment, and fulfillment in life exists only when you live your life in your own rules and terms, right? It doesn't mean that you create suffering, direct suffering for someone, and you obtain happiness. Not like that. But most of the life's fulfillment comes from peace and appreciating simple things. At least that's what I learned all my graduation years. When in the lockdown, uh, I realized that big things like jet aeroplanes or ships, these all are the standards that are made by someone. In reality, you may not like them, right? Well, I've never been to a jet plane and a cruise ship, so definitely I'm not eligible to talk about it. But when I was in childhood, people used to brag about becoming something when they grow up, right? Or buying something. And now that I have enough age to buy those things, like a video game or a car, uh, I don't really like them, even though others would actually exaggerate the feeling of owning them, right? getting this external validation is going to be toxic at some point, right? We see all of the Instagram trying to do this, and it has affected most of the mental health of people, considerable amount of mental health. The only solution is we reduce the expectations, right? We try to be the best versions of ourselves, but we don't try to fulfill others' expectations. I'm not saying that you do anything that you want. Just because I said you should live life on your own rules, I don't mean literally everything, but some rules, like you can choose careers that you actually want to do rather than doing something that your parents or friends expected you to do. I mean, if you don't have enough money and you're in a middle class family, then maybe you should study well and make money and then choose your career again. But if you have a chance, don't fall for the social pressure. Choose a career that you want. Or even in the small things, we go to a shop with a group of friends and all of the friends order same thing, and you also order the same thing because you don't want to look weird near them. Don't do like that, because life is small if you really try to experience life. you know uh, yeah, that's all I want to say, and I think you'll be happy every time you take a decision with your full control rather than other being prompted by others. So let me know your thoughts, and thank you.